guys, what's up? It's Naomi the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back for this week's Savage Story Time. So I figured we'll do some Am I the Applesauce? Kind of like my favorite. I haven't done them in a while. So yeah, let's see who gets crowned King or Queen Applesauce this week, right? Put on my glasses here. Oh, darling, 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 darling. I tell you, darling. Okay. The first one. Am I the applesauce for suing my parents for my college money? I'm not sure. Like, are you expecting the money from, like, your parents? Is it like a trust fund and they took your money? Then, I mean, that's a little messed up. But let's read on before we assume, right? So it says, my great aunt set up a savings account for all of her female relatives. If this is going where I think it's going, I'm going to say not the applesauce. But we just read the first sentence, right? In our culture, education for women is not really valued, and she thought this was BS. I don't blame her. Sorry, had to throw something at Roscoe. He's over here just making ungodly noises. She lived with her father in London where she was educated. She went on to attend university and became a doctor. Good for her. She married a British man, then moved to America and had a great life. She funded the education of as many of her nieces and grandnieces as she could. When she passed away, she left money for every girl relative she could. That's a pretty awesome aunt. My parents managed to access the accounts that were set up for my sister and I. They used it to pay for my brother's wedding. Oh hell no. No. I don't think I need to read anymore. I'm leaning with not the applesauce, right? So you mean to tell me that your parents spent your college education money on your brother's wedding? No. They should have told your brother, go out and get a job. Like, oh, you want that? You pay for it yourself. It's not coming out of your sister's money. I'm just saying. My sister didn't care because she got married 2 years out of high school and had no intentions of going to college. Yeah, but she could have used that for like a down payment on a house or to buy a car or something. You know what I mean? Like, no. When I graduated, I went to the bank to get the money for school, and it was almost gone. There was like $13,000 left. Oh, no. I asked my parents about it, and they said they had needed the money. I finally found out where the money went. I got furious. I got student loans and moved out. I am a great source of shame to them, and I don't give two fluffs. I don't blame you. You know what? I'm going with not the applesauce. Like, I'm not even saying this would be right, but I don't know. See, like, if the parents fell on like hard times, you know what I mean? Like, and they accessed that money and they used it, you know, like to keep a roof over the kid's head, you know, like something to that extent. Like, I mean, yeah, I can understand you'd be upset, but for your brother's wedding? Oh, no. I'd be like, rip that dress off that biatch because, I guarantee you my money, my college education paid for that. I'm going with not the applesauce. That's what I'm going with. The next one. Am I the applesauce for making my 12-year-old son take care of himself and his 10-year-old brother for a week? From the title, you sound like the applesauce. But let's not assume, right? So it says, I came home about a month ago and caught my son yelling at his mom about his clothes. Oh, hells to the no. I don't care. Like, who does that little boy think he is that he can raise his voice to his mama like that? I cannot stand a disrespectful child. Like, who, that will set me off. Like, set me off. Like, who? He was asking her how hard it was to make sure his clothes were clean. Boy, you better go grab your laundry, like go get that laundry soap, and you better start doing your own damn laundry. Like, I would have been like, excuse me, I think you need to turn around and go get your brain, because it like fell out your head. Like, you think you can come at me sideways talking to me like that? Like, no, 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 no. But the sad thing is, he had to learn it from somewhere. So where did this little boy learn it from? I'm just saying, right? I took him to the laundry room and made him do the laundry for the family. Good for you. Good for you. I taught him what clothes could go together and what should not. My wife is a teacher and she works her butt off to make sure we have a nice home to live in. She tells me what she needs me to do and I take care of it. Beyond my share of the housework, I mean. Well, my kids need to be punished, and I thought the best possible way to do it, I'm sending my wife to Mexico with her school friends over spring break. That sounds like a nice husband there. I'm going to work from home that week and keep an eye on the kids. It won't be difficult because I'm putting the older one in charge of the younger one. He will be doing laundry, making breakfast and lunch for both of them, and making sure that the kitchen and dining room stay clean. I'm liking where this is going. Like, this kid wanted to be disrespectful and ignorant and lost his damn mind thinking like he could yell at his mom about his clothes. No, sir. I'm liking where this is going, and I'm going with not the applesauce so far. It seems like you're teaching this kid a valuable lesson. He said it's unfair to make him work over spring break. Yeah, well, you know what? You should have thought about that before you popped your mouth off to your mom. I'm just saying. Bet you won't do that again. I asked him if he thought it was, I asked him if he thought it was a full-time job to do all that I was expecting of him. He said yes, it was a full-time job. I pointed out that his mother and I both have full-time jobs and still manage to do everything that he is whining about. Good for you. He called my mom to see if he could stay there for spring break. Of course, he went running to Grandmom. Grandmom's the sucker. I hope you put your foot down and you don't let him go to Grandmom's. She tried to tell me I was being cruel to her poor baby. Yeah, well, I don't know if she'd be saying that if he popped off at the mouth speaking to her the way he was talking to his mom. I'm just saying. I asked her what exactly her and my father would have done to me if I yelled at her for not doing my laundry. I'd be waking up in a hospital bed, like asking, like, what happened? I'm just saying, because my mom would have slapped me into next week. Any of the adults in my family, if I thought I could talk to them like that, I would literally get slapped in the next freaking week. I'm going with not the applesauce. She said that it was a different time. And you wonder why these kids are just, no. I said he could stay with her if she was willing to tell him in front of me all the punishments I endured when I lived at home. She said he could not stay there. Good. You know what? I really hope this kid learns a lesson, and I'm going with that. The dad is not the applesauce. He's being a parent. He's teaching that child, like, I don't know who you think you are that you can speak to your mother like some... I don't even know. This next one, right? Am I the applesauce for not wanting to watch a group of kids at my sister's wedding? I don't think so. I mean, unless you said you were going to do it and then you're like, nah, just kidding, right? Let's find out, right? Let's not assume. I'm a kindergarten teacher and I've been teaching for 4 years now. And even though it can be exhausted, I overall love my job. My sister 30, is getting married in 2 weeks. My about-to-be brother-in-law has a sister who lost her husband 6 months ago and has twin daughters, 5. Oh, that's sad. I offered to watch the twins during the reception so she could hopefully have some fun. I know the twins and they're overall well behaved, so I seriously didn't mind if that meant brother-in-law's sister can have some fun after losing her husband and becoming a single mom 6 months ago. Now, okay, if you offered and you took that back, you are the applesauce, all right? I'm just saying. Today I was talking to my sister and I found out my sister told several of her friends I can watch their kids during the reception. After just reading that, so you got volunteered to babysit other people's children? Oh, hells no. Nope, 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 nope. Not the applesauce. I asked why she did that. She said, well, since you're a teacher and watching brother-in-law's sister's twins, I figured she wouldn't mind. I told her I do mind, and she better tell her friends to either take their kids and watch them themselves or start looking for a babysitter, because I'm not. I don't blame you. You only offered to watch 2 children. Not everybody and their mothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, veterinarians, freaking kids that are coming to this reception. No. My sister went all bridezilla and started calling me a selfish applesauce and accusing me of not liking my job because I can't handle a group of kids for a few hours. It's not that I don't like my job. I actually love my job. I just rather not watch a group of kids I don't know. So am I the applesauce? No, sweetheart, you ain't the applesauce. Sounds like, you tried to do something generous out of the kindness of your heart for somebody else, and your sister just tried to take advantage of it, right? At that point, I'd probably be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go to your wedding, right? But I will still watch those 2 twins just so that woman can go out and have a good time after losing her husband. I'd be like, you know what? You just drop them kids off at me. You go to that wedding. You have a good time. I won't be there because I ain't watching everybody else's kids. But I'll watch yours. Not the applesauce. You are not the applesauce. Let's see. Ooh, here's one. Am I the applesauce for lightly scolding a 12-year-old because the birthday gift he gave to my son was broken? I don't know where this woman is. I don't even have to read this. You're the applesauce. That is probably an 11, 12-year-old kid. He could have maybe bought it that way and didn't even realize it. He could be pulling it out of his toy box. How freaking, Let me read before I assume, right? So it says, recently we had a birthday party for my son. He invited some of his classmates and our neighbor's kids who he's close with. One of them was a 12-year-old boy who brought a doll-type thing which glowed and made noises if you pressed a button. We opened the present later after the party, and even though my son was happy to receive it, I noticed that the toy had a cracked shoulder. The next day when the boy came to play with my son and the other kids, I asked him who bought the gift, and he said he did. Okay. I showed him that the broken part and lightly scolded him. Who the? I would love to be like a fly on the wall and just fly around your head, buzzing in your ear just to irritate the holy living piss out of you. Because who are you? You don't do that to a freaking child. You don't do that. You do not do that. Whoosah. I simply told him that if he was going to spend money buying something, he should have checked the thing. I gave it back to him and told him to ask the store to replace it since it's broken. I thought it was a good life lesson and that he remember this. Well, you know what? If that's what you want to do with your own child, then you know what, honey? Go for it. But who the hell do you think you are that you can just go up to somebody else's child, neighbor or not, friends with your son or not, and treat him like that and belittle a freaking 12-year-old because there's a crack in the toy shoulder? Like, get over yourself. I don't even have to finish this. You are the applesauce. And you know what, sweetheart? I think... No. I know. I know you took the crown this week. Like, wow is all I can say. Where the hell was I at? I'm so pissed reading this. It would help him when he buys something later on. It would teach him not to waste his money. This lady needs to, like, take a long walk off a short pier into, like, some shark-infested waters. That's where I'm at with it. However, later that evening, his mom called me and told me that I was very rude to her son, because you were. You were rude to her son. How would you feel if somebody did that to your child? Like, She said, and I quote, "If someone gives you a gift, you just appreciate it and you don't say anything, even if it's not that good, especially when it's a kid." Now, you know what? That mom was raised right. She was taught manners. Like, this other mom, like, she needs to go back to kindergarten or screw that preschool and learn, you know what I mean, that you treat others the way you want to be treated. Like, and to say that to a child, what the is wrong with you? Turns out he bought it with his own pocket money. That's even worse. Like, you know, that kid probably felt so proud of himself that he bought his friend a gift. And then you just Debbie freaking Downer coming over there just popping this kid's freaking balloon. Like, you know what? I hope somebody comes in to deflates your freaking balloon. And he put a lot of thought into it. I bet you he did. He didn't replace the gift. And you know what? No, he shouldn't. No, he should not. But he has stopped coming to play with my son. Am I the applesauce? Well, you know what? I guarantee you his mother doesn't, and you know what? And I feel bad for your son because he's missing out on a friend, because this child's mother doesn't want him coming over to play with your son and having to deal with your negative Nancy thinking that you can pick on some freaking 12-year-old. What the hell is wrong with you? You know what, sweetheart? You won the freaking crown this week. You won it. Like, you get the crown, the robe, the little freaking stick. Like, you get it all. Okay. This last one. Am I the applesauce for how I handled my brother's girlfriend trying to force me to babysit? We all know how I feel about this one. Edit. Am I the applesauce for how I handle my trying to force me to babysit? I'm not sure how to edit the title, but yes, it is a mistake. Okay. I, 30 female, have a brother, 35, who has been with his girlfriend, 33, for 2 years. His girlfriend has a daughter who's 5. I have a daughter who's 3 years old. Okay. We all live in the same city, but my brother and his wife live in the suburbs. So how do you live in the same city if that don't make sense? And anywho, that's not the point of the story. And I live in the city center. so about 45 minutes away. While I see my brother on average every 3 weeks, I only see my sister-in-law and her daughter every 2 to 3 months at my parents' house for an occasions and gathering. 2 days ago, I got a text from her asking me to babysit on Wednesday because she would not be at school due to the teachers being on strike. She said she forgot about the strike. No, she didn't forget. She did not forget. Like, she had you like, nope, you were going to babysit. That was her plan. She didn't forget. Don't let her tell you those lies. And had not taken the day off of work. And had also made social plans for after her shift ended. I said no to babysitting and thought that was that. I mean, that's like, hey, can you babysit? No. Okay. Hey, can you babysit? Yes. Great. When somebody says no, no means no. Yesterday around lunchtime, I was having a skin treatment when one of my cleaners came to tell me that my sister-in-law had dropped her daughter off. The cleaner had answered the door, and my sister-in-law had said that she had arranged to leave her daughter with us. Oh, you sneaky. I was livid. I don't blame ya. I immediately called my sister-in-law, and after 4 declined calls and voicemails, I sent her a text saying if she didn't return for her daughter within 15 minutes, I was going to call the police and say that she had abandoned her child. I find my husband to tell him what was going on, and he calls my brother and tells him to sort this out. A few minutes later, after speaking to my brother, my sister-in-law appears. She marched straight into our den where her daughter was watching TV, saying how evil we are for telling my brother and threatening to call the police. Well, sweetheart, you shouldn't have just come and just dropped the fucking kid off. Excuse my language, but you know. I tried to get her to come and speak to me in the study so her daughter couldn't hear, but she kept going on. I reminded her that she intentionally abandoned her child, but she kept going on about how she was desperate and needed to go to the social arrangement and how she never has time to do anything. Well, then you shouldn't have had kids, sweetheart. I don't know what to tell you. Like, guess what? You can't go to everything. Sometimes you're not going to find a babysitter. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices and don't dump your kid on somebody else. Whew. It ain't even the sister-in-law. But, like, I feel like I'm talking to this sister-in-law like, oh, hells to the no. And how she has never in time. I reiterated that, be that as it may, she just can't leave her daughter with us when we didn't agree to it. Plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. It's in black and white. Like, you can't, there is no gray, like, yes, no. No gray. No fuzzy little lines, like, no miscommunication, like, yes, no. They even sound different. Ooh, okay. My sister-in-law kept bringing up excuses until my husband lost it and told her in no uncertain terms to leave. By this point, my sister-in-law's daughter was in hysterics and my sister-in-law seemed totally frazzled. Like, why couldn't the sister-in-law just go into the other room? Like, the child didn't need to hear that. That child's innocent. That child has nothing to do with that her mom's a jerk off and just dropped her off after the lady said no. Like, I feel bad for the child because the child's probably like, hey, what's going on here? Like, oh. This has since turned into a big thing. My sister-in-law has been posting cryptic things on social media about how hard it is to be a mother when people you expect to be there for you won't help you. Because you don't just drop your kid off to somebody's house when they tell you no, they can't babysit for you. I received text from her saying that her daughter is devastated to find out that we don't like her. You know what? I would tell that sister-in-law to go remove the stick out of her butt, right? And that stop feeding that little baby lies. Like it's not I'm going with that. This lady is not the applesauce. Her sister-in-law is the applesauce. And unfortunately, this little baby is like caught in the middle because her mom don't have no manners, right? But sweetheart, you are not the applesauce. But you know what? With that said, I'm going to hop on out of here. You tell me, who do you think won, the king or the crown of who's the applesauce this week? But with that said, guys, I'm going to hop on out of here. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!